Welcome back to Whatever Garage. In this episode, we're going to continue where we left off by cleaning the chassis, which is outside. So let's get to it. And like I said, I want to do the chassis first, so let's go out there and start scraping the mud and crap off of it, grease, and then pressure wash it. And I know that's boring stuff, so we'll do it in fast time. We are officially indoors now because of the rain. Now, we're going to be pressure washing, so getting wet was not the problem. The problem is, damn pressure washer won't start. So I'm out there trying to fix it, and it's raining on me and pissing me off. Y'all know how that goes, right? All right. That is a good looking plug. So why won't she start? I don't know. I want to say I did this last time. And last time was just a couple weeks ago when I was pressure washing the driveway and the sidewalk. She looks good. Don't know what she's supposed to be gapped to on this thing, but since we got it open, carb cleaner. Let's put a little carb cleaner in here, clean off the dust. And of course, let's put a little carb cleaner down the snoot of this thing. Snoot, snout, snoot. That's probably good. Bet she starts for a couple seconds at least. Of course, brake cleaner's gonna be dehydrated or evaporated by the time I get this done. All right, snug. Oh, wrong wire. That's a vacuum. This is the wire. Oh, got to get the damn socket off. Got it. I know y'all were worried, weren't you? Okay, now get the hose out the way. Get this shit out the way. The button is set to on. I'm not going full choke. I'm gonna go partial choke. She's on full power. And start. What are we missing? Come on, baby. Huh. This used to be the most reliable motor of anything I own. And I've owned this for 15, 16 years. It always started on the first or second try. This year, it's giving me problems. Okay, that way she won't start. This way she will. This is most definitely a carb issue. Huh. There it goes. She did not like that. She's on fire. Past tense, she was. That's never happened. Come on, baby. All right, now let's try going back outside and doing this. Oh boy, I look weird. Didn't do as good a job as I thought it would. It did get a lot of the mud off because that was some thick Georgia clay on that damn frame. I just realized I don't have my microphone on. But I mean, this is picking up, just not with my good mic, which is probably good since I got wet. But anywho, the next step, we're gonna let her dry off and then she needs to be brought inside, but we need to make a cart to move the cab. So let's do that. All right, we're gonna start off by making a frame for this, for it to sit on. And what I have here is trampoline feet. You know, it holds up trampoline. It's perfect width. Unfortunately, the length, I'm debating here. I may have to go get some more stuff because what I want to do is get like right on the edge here. Well, no, maybe, I don't know. Right about there. I don't even know if you can see this. Those little end pieces will take off. Oh no, it'll be long enough. Sasha, leave it alone, please. Okay, yeah, it'll be long enough. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll take these end pieces off. We'll cut it, weld it together. But I'm trying to think out the best way to do it. And I'm almost thinking of tilting this back. And then I got access to the underneath and weld it on. And then I can just roll it back forward. At least that's what my brain's telling me to do. Something I'm capable of, or if it's a stupid mistake I'm about to make. All right, we'll move this out of the way. Sorry. See if I can pull it from back here. Not really, it's flimsy. Makes me nervous. Thank you, sweet pea. Yes, I love you too. Oh, I got two tabs right there. I don't know what those are for. I almost wish something to hold on to, but there's not really. There's a hole there. Let's see what I can do here. If I'm gonna throw my back out. Probably gonna throw my back out, but that spot's greasy. All right. Maybe not the brightest idea. Maybe we just take some measurements. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a cart. Will it hold this thing? Let's hope so. Let's really hope so. The casters are actually made for that weight. They're like 275 pounds a piece. So hopefully, mathematically, that adds up to more than what that weighs. Now, the other thing is the welding. My welder freaking sucks. It started off great and then went to shit the whole way, and then we kept blowing the circuits left and right. So I apologize for that. But now the hard part is going to be getting it under here. Oh, and the other thing, I saved these casters because these were the heavyweight ones. They don't swivel. So when I load this thing up, I'm going to have to manhandle it to turn it. But for right now, That's better than nothing. The hard part, like I said, excuse me, is going to be getting this underneath it, and I'm not really sure how to do it yet. Not sure what's going to be the easiest / safest way. I know I can lift it up from the side. I don't know how far. Probably best to do it from that side so it's less area to fall, and then slide it in underneath. So that's what I'm going to try. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to do it now or go get lunch first, because it's hot as hell. I can't get my fingers underneath it to lift it, not to mention bending down that far is going to kill my back. So I'm going to try and lift it up this way and see if I can't scoot these under, and then I can lift. We'll see what happens. Huh. Well, that sucks. Oh, I can't get my fingers under there. Well, dip my stick. I don't know what to do. A jack. Hello. It won't go any farther down. I'm watching it. Not liking it, but I'm watching it. It's not going to work. I was able to get the truck up on jack stands, thinking I was just going to push this in there. And it looks like this might be a little too long. Let's just see. Come on. I'll be dipped. It's gonna work. Ah, shit. Yeah. I put my little stands too far apart. Well, dipped in shit. I gotta cut them off and bring them in closer. Isn't that just something? All right, I have now cut the perches off, moved them in closer, and now have the cab mounted on the cart. All right, let me show you. Look at that. One-handed. All right, now for our next feat. Whew, sweating. I need to get that, meaning the cab, into the yard, and then the chassis into the shop. And the brakes on the chassis are locked up. Instead of putting the cab outside, I'm gonna use it for storage. I've got my hood up here, my seats, my inner fenders, my rear, whatever you want to call it, of the bed. It's not a bumper. The tailgate, and that's an old tailgate. The other tailgate looks like shit. This one looks like shit too, but if I put them two together, it might look like crap. So we'll see. It was too hard for me to do this by myself, trying to get it out in the yard and get the other thing in. So I am temporarily giving myself a narrow path to get to my tools. All right, let's now get the battery out of the Corvette and get the winch working. All right, we got to turn those wheels. Hold on. Oh, that wasn't too bad. It's amazing when there's no weight on the damn thing, how easy it moves. Looky. There we go. Good job. And disconnect. Close the door. Keep all the bugs out. All right. Perfecto. Oh, apparently I was dragging one. I bet you it was this one. Yeah, it had to be that one, duh. So she's the one that's locked up. That's okay. We're getting ready to get in here and break her all the way down. I have epoxy paint coming. My buddy Jason from Paint by Curry suggested this stuff. So I'm going to try it on the frame and see how well she does. But first, we're going to sand this completely down. My wife says she's going to help this Saturday. We'll see. We're going to take the brakes off, emergency brakes, or brake lines off. I'm debating whether or not to take the whole suspension out. I probably should. Definitely taking the bumper off. If that's the case, I guess we just need to spend the rest of today disassembling this. Oh, for joy, for joy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Besides digging holes in my yard. All right, now let's go finish mowing before the rain hits. All right, we got her up on jack stands. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the wheels off. I have already doused most of the bolts with lubricant. Each wheel's only held on with 2 studs, so that shouldn't be a problem. Famous last words. Now this wheel, remember we thought was locked up? Well, yes, she is. I was never gonna move that damn thing. For now, I'm just gonna leave the little lug nuts on here. This gives me 8. That gives me enough to do 1 wheel. There are ants all over this wheel. This is not off the ground. Oh, there's an ant colony inside of here. Guess I better go get some bug spray and figure out how I'm gonna jack this up any higher. Bugs, or should I say the ants, got the wheels off. She's jacked up. This is temporary because it's up a little too high, I think, for safety. See, she's a little wobbly. Yeah, I don't like that. So we'll work on getting the suspension out, and then we'll put her down. And then get rid of this little donut. It's also funny because I have a set of the original tires that would have come on this truck, and they're no bigger than that. I mean, they got more rubber. It's just they're like narrow. You know what I mean. Got the shocks off the back. They weren't doing any good. See? Not to mention, I think these are really, really old. Okay, now we got to get the front ones off. All right, made a little progress since last we spoke. I just dropped the front suspension. Seems easy, but it's not when everything's rusted together. So it's out. I'm going to scoot it out. We can do it on its own later, and then we're going to get to the back end. But you want to watch me pull it out? Yeah, I want to watch that too. Don't be heavy. Oh, hell, that ain't bad. Let's get the jack out the way. Where'd you go? Okay. All right, a little heavier than I thought, but still doable. Now I can go ahead and, now that I can really see it, I can go ahead and buy the parts I think we need, because I still don't know what's up with this leaf spring. I was going through the catalog last night of all the different parts for this thing, and man, so much cheaper than a Corvette to buy parts for. So much cheaper. I think I picked the wrong cars to have a love affair with. Anyway, I'll get back to it. Alright, I was just screwing around on the internet the other day and I bought one of these little air horn things. It comes with its own little compressor. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, it works. That's loud. Should I put that on the Corvette or my personal truck? I've got to get the bolt out of this one so I can drop the suspension. But as usual, they're stuck. And I looked up online how to get them out, and all they said was to hit them. So, this is not the most convenient spot. She's not exactly stable. So y'all watch out for me, okay? Let me know if it's about to fall. Nope, that's up my butt. Ow. Ah, that hurt. All right, this is on the rear suspension, and one of the things I noticed, I tried knocking this out yesterday and got nowhere, and then realized there's a locating pin right here. See it? Runs all the way through to here, and it just keeps that in there. It goes through part of, it's like a, what do you call it? Like a key on a harmonic balancer. It goes through part of the bushing here. So you can't get this out without removing this. And not knowing how it came out, I tried to undo this and destroyed the threads. And on the other side, let me show you. I think it's broken off. Yes, it's broken off. There are no threads. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. Yeah, I just didn't clean it well enough. Yeah, they got threads back here. But it doesn't tell me how it's on here. Meaning, is it pushed in from this side and then this is how it locks down so I can knock it out this way? That's what I'm guessing. So we're going to try that. If I can't zoom in on that, probably not with my luck. Get this back out the way. I'll be damned. It's actually coming out. I need a punch. Where's the one I bent up? No, there's the washer. Looky there. That's what I was talking about. All right, so now we know we can do the other side also. Cool. All right, I did the same thing on the other side. Look at it. Well, wait a minute. She's caught up here. All right. Which is fine because I needed her to come off of that. There we go. Perfect. Except for these stupid things. Forgot I got to get these undone. All right, I'll be right back. Little gentle persuasion. We got the rear axle, the rear bumper out of here. And I went back through and got all the extra little things hanging, like the exhaust hangers and stuff like that. I'm leaving the shock mounts because they are riveted in, not touching them. That's for the brake, the emergency brake to go through, or it was for, I think it was for the brake lines. Sorry, brain farting. So I'm leaving it. This was, I don't know what this was there for, but it's there, so I'm leaving it. This is for the emergency brakes. They are riveted in. I'm leaving it. What else? I guess now we get to spend the rest of the day sanding. Do you remember when I said my wife was going to help this Saturday? She even said it. She'll deny it because she already has. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I've been working about 4 hours. Yeah, she hasn't shown up yet. And I can't lift this thing by myself. I want to flip it over so I can do the underside now. I've gotten as much as I can get on the tops. So I would say I am 2/3 done, at least. I want to flip it over and get the other side done. I'd like to get it done today. Tomorrow's Sunday. Don't want to disturb my neighbors with all this noise. This is hard work. Also, it's disgustingly dirty. I've got so much shit up my nose because that new helmet of mine won't seal because of my glasses. So I've been sucking in the dust the whole time. If you can't see the black shit around my nostrils, trust me, it's there. All right. I'm going to have to call it here because I'm not going to risk throwing my back out lifting this on my own. All right, well, as you can see, the frame is flipped over. I forgot to film it. Myself, my daughter, and my wife flipped this over. It actually wasn't too bad with the three of us. I did chisel away all the massive amounts of mud that were in the cross members, as you see there. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to vacuum it out, and then I'm going to continue to sand this, and she will then be ready for paint, you know, once I clean it. Also, I meant to show you this also. On the frame, on the underside, this would have been where the axle was, are these little pieces here. Somebody has welded them in. That is not factory. Factory doesn't do booger welds like that. But we'll talk about the rest of that later. That's a crack frame where it needs to be repaired. Somebody repaired it, but Ray Charles welded it. So anyway, I'm going to cut this off and that off, and I'm assuming somebody had attempted to lower this or do some work on it or something. I don't know. Maybe just so they could get ride height. Who knows? Doesn't belong there. If it does and I'm wrong, I can always put it back. All right, it's the next day, and let me just show you the amount of dirt and rust that came off of this monster. Look at all that. My shop is like destroyed right now. Look at this. The Corvette looks brown. I don't know if y'all can see that on camera, but she looks brown, covered in all that dust. So I sort of screwed myself by doing this indoors, but it was much more comfortable. All right, so today's the last day we're working on this. We have these little nooks and crannies to get, like that and that I couldn't get with the grinder. So I went and bought some brushes, you know, those nooks and crannies like in there I can't get to. And then we will start cleaning this thing. Well, after I repair it. She's got a little tear right there. We're going to repair that. And then that'll be all for this. Now, I did screw up. I apologize. I'm supposed to be alternating videos. Truck to Corvette, truck to Corvette. And this is going to be back-to-back truck videos. So I apologize. Brain fart. Don't know how it happened, but it did. After this one, next video is Corvette. We have a couple of little things I want to do to the 81. And then, of course, we still need to get the 79 started and burning rubber. So bear with me. Let's get back to work. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that weld is done. That side's fixed. Can't get to the other side until I flip it over. Don't have any help here today, so that's going to do it. That is the stripping of the frame. Next time, we will continue with the suspension stuff and painting, or getting it ready to paint, and hopefully painting in the next video, about the next video with the truck. Now, the next video is going to be the Corvette. I completely forgot somehow, I don't know, head up, butt, something, and got them trucks back to back, okay? So next one's Corvette. We got something to do on this one and on the other one. Simple stuff. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you come back and watch. Appreciate you watching if you watched this far. Numbers are going down really quick. People don't really care to watch the truck stuff, apparently. But hopefully it picks up. So anyway, this is Whatever Garage, out.